Games are motivating, exciting, and fun. Games can make you into any character, place you into any location. Games help you to achieve and help to teach you to defeat and how to win. Games can be individual or played in groups. Also, games can help you to learn. Gamification is an element of mobile education that is beneficial both to the learner and educational material. It is an effective way to learn. One of the goals of gamification is to capture the interest of the learner and to motivate the learner as well. Gamification is the use of games and gaming principles to engage students in a particular learning material. The use of games allows for students to be excited about learning because of playing a game in order to learn. Gamification presents concepts like badges, achievements, levels, and game points to the students. These concepts motivate the students to work their way through the learning material. Games provide a forum where students are rewarded for their successes and not penalized for mistakes or errors. Games are safe areas for students to learn from their errors in order to gain a better understanding of the material. These concepts create a worry-free environment. Some of the best learning takes place when individuals learn from their mistakes. Both gamification and mobile learning are two very vibrant educational concepts that are powerful educational strategies. Gamification takes mobile learning to the next level. The interactive nature of games can only enhance and benefit the learner. The 5 following statements represent some of the best practices when trying to use gamification as a means of mobile learning. Designing and using gamification, use a scenario-based game. Design the game to reflect a real-world situation or scenario. Limit the number of learning objectives included in the game. When you are designing a game, focus on only 1 or 2 learning objectives. Do not add too much content. Make learning social. When using gamification, incorporate a social element to the design, and this will enhance your learning. Add leaderboards and build friendly competition, and they will be welcomed by the learners. Add a reward system. Adding a reward system like badges, achievements, levels, and game points will provide a sense of accomplishment for the learner. Select the right platform for your learning. In order to employ gamification successfully, the platform for the game should be in sync with the learning that you're trying to achieve. First off, games are a lot of fun, and when something is fun, individuals are more likely to be motivated and willing to engage in an activity. Motivating students can sometimes be a challenging issue within the world of education. Education needs to be more than just a traditional classroom setup. Today more than ever, education and entertainment are connected, thus edutainment. Students want to be active learners and a part of their own learning. Gamification can add this element to learning by putting the learners into the driver's seat. Students can manipulate the game at their own pace and interact with the materials as required to complete the quest or task. Education is more than just the 4 walls of the classroom, and mobile education is much more important now than ever. Incorporating gamification into the curriculum allows for students to take their learning outside of the classroom and learn in an environment that best suits their needs. Mobile learning helps to take learning and update it to match the world around us. Gamification is something that the students are screaming for. The educators must reflect on and build curriculum that works for the students. Gamification is motivational. Interesting point. Individuals learn better through error. The feedback provided through error allows us to know where we went wrong and what we can improve in order to be successful. Gamification allows students to fail, learn through error, and replay a scenario to prove their learning. Gamification brings a lot of benefits into students' learning. Some of the potential benefits of gamification include students are the owners of their learning, they have the ability to learn from trial and error, they can replay games in order to gain a better understanding of knowledge, the mixing of both fun and learning, it's appealing to visual learners, motivational learning by providing badges, scores, and accomplishments, and it also allows for learning to be mobile. My organization, the Canadian Army, is very teacher-centric when it comes to training and educating members. The standard lecture method is still the go-to method as it has worked in the past and the leadership is comfortable with the results. Training and education, for the most part, is very old school, as the instructor talks and the students listen. There's a need to update. The need to update is something that, in my instructional designer opinion, is obvious. Younger and younger members are joining the organization, and the teaching and learning model needs to reflect the requirements of the students. The organization needs to take a holistic review of the system and update the model. Mobile education in support of a flipped classroom should be included into the new model of training and education. Mobile education will benefit the organization because training is a resource-intensive model. Using mobile education will support flipped classrooms and other models. This will help to increase the knowledge and skills of the students because of the increased practice and hands-on time. Also, the amount of training days can be reduced because lectures, videos, and podcasts can be made mobile. Gamification would be a frontline player in a mobile approach. Gamification could also be successful because it would allow learners to have a safe environment to learn from within trial and error. Some examples of areas where gamification could be used include learning the rules of engagement for a particular mission, ethics and ethical behavior, maneuvers and tactics, proper drills for a weapon system, and naval rules of the road for navigating a warship. By gamifying a classroom and gamifying learning, learning is now very mobile and motivational. Gamification is an effective way to learn and teach. Games allow students to play individually or in groups. Also, gamification can allow students to learn from errors and mistakes while in a safe environment. Mobile learning is an important element of education, and gamification only enhances mobile learning.